They go play action here on first down. And he's got his tight end. This is Luke Wilson. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44.
There are so many things to watch for when you play defense. And reading your keys, you always hear about that, and having your eyes in the right place. Sometimes your eyes can fool you. How about that play action there? And it sprang the big guy, didn't it?
Able to dump it over the top to him. And they'll send the slot in motion left. First carry for Thomas Rawls. Give him 12 yards on that one. It earns him a fresh set of downs. Earlier, partner, when discussing Russell Wilson, you said you think he's best when Seattle is running back-centric. Is Thomas Rawls the centerpiece going forward there?
I think so because of what he did 2 seasons ago before he got hurt. Because he runs that offense the way they want it run. One cut, downhill, get upfield, and Thomas Rawls is perfect for that. If he stays healthy, that allows Russell Wilson now to throw the play action, to bootleg passes that really hurt other teams defensively.
And Rawls has youth on his side, just 23. First man through, this is the fullback Reese. So he got free of 1 tackle but couldn't do a whole lot else. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
I love the modern game, but that was a throwback right there to see the big man with football, running, knocking people aside, and picking up yardage. That takes me back to the 60s, the 70s, when fullbacks ruled the earth.
Four yards remaining now on 2nd down. Wilson going to give to Rawls. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. They give him 13 yards there on the play and a fresh set of downs.
And that's how you get started and open up a game. Really well-blocked play. Picked up a nice chunk of yardage. If you're the offensive line, that's exactly what you've talked about all week long in your meetings. Establish the line of scrimmage and take control. And they gave their running back plenty of room to rumble.
Now Wilson on first down. They set up the screen to Rawls. And he'll be brought down inside the 20 at the 19. The first down screen pass, good for 5. Here's the offense. Certainly some threats on this offense, and one of them that they target is Doug Baldwin.
Not only does he do a nice job catching the ball downfield, he's also a tremendous blocker that helps unleash the running game.
On 2nd down, Rawls trying to find a lane, but instead he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and no more. Tackle made there by Justin Durant. And now the defense for Dallas.
Morris Claiborne is a former first-round pick at quarterback with skills that can match up with anyone when he's at his best.
On 3rd down, Wilson can't find anyone open. He's going to let it go deep for the end zone. Oh, it's a touchdown if he holds on. Instead, it's 4th down.
On every offensive coordinator, every play caller sheet, they have about 5 or 6 plays per game that they call shot plays or big plays, and you don't get many opportunities to dial them up, and they just did, and they drop it with a great chance to make a big play. That's going to hurt.
So they come into enemy territory. Nice drive to start the game, but they probably wanted 6. They only got 3.
I agree with you totally. That's the expectation. When you get the ball and you start moving it and you're rolling, you think you're going to end up in the end zone. But they should be happy with the 3. A good way to get things going here in this game.
Yardage here. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down.
Brad, wasn't that long ago that the guy playing that spot was an outside linebacker type of a guy. Now, as a defensive end, how about the speed that he used to get into the backfield and make the play?
He finds his target, Terrence. He got 29 yards that time. Well, we know
defender, so you have to either play off or make sure you're somehow in contact with him, and he's able to do exactly what you said. Use the speed to his advantage and go up and get the football. That's a big-time play right there.
That's going to go as a loss of 4, and it'll be second down.
There are so many times during camp and practice that you get bored as a player doing regular drills. But how about that shed and skate drill right there by the linebacker? You do it each and every day. Get the blocker away and get into the backfield and make a big-time tackle. That's what we just saw.
They play fake to Elliott. Now Prescott. Looking for his tight end on the corner. It's complete. It's a pickup of 12, and that'll set up a third down.
And the game just keeps evolving. Big guys running those corner routes, so difficult to cover.
2 yards to go here on third down. Off play action to Elliott. Here's Prescott. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up fourth down.
Everything about that play tells you about today's NFL offenses and what they're asking out of running backs. You can't just be a guy who can run the football. You have to be able to catch it as well, and he didn't get that done on that play.
And Jason Garrett's going to leave the offense on the field. They're going to go for it here on fourth. Prescott to throw on fourth. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. Sitting alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, as it is Cowboy football to begin. And now a first down following that long gain. They'll try to run it in with Elliott. And this one will wind up with him losing yardage back to the 4-yard line. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down.
Well, it's been the air game that's taken them down on this drive before they finally turned around and handed it off on the last play.
And now they're looking for the big boys to get him in the end zone. Couldn't do it there.
It'll be interesting to see. Offensive lines had to pass block a lot on this drive. Will they be able to revert and fire out and create some space in the run game?
And now it's second and goal. They'll try again with Elliott. And the D not yielding much there. He's only going to get a yard to about the 2. The line of scrimmage is the 2 here on third and goal.
His path became similar to almost running a stretch play, didn't it? Trying to find a crease, anywhere to put his foot in the ground and cut back. It just never materialized.
They're not going to kick it. A chip shot, but they're going for it down 3 on fourth down. And this one will wind up with him losing yardage back to the 4-yard line. They're turned away on fourth and goal. And the Seahawks able to come up with a goal line stand. And not great starting field position here for the offense. They'll bring a tight end in motion left. They start on the ground with Rawls. And he'll take this forward only up to about the 7. Give him 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
And that's frustrating for a defense because they've got them pinned down deep. And on the first play, they give up a run that keeps an offense on schedule.
Yeah, because 3 to 4 yards, that's all you're looking for right there, right?
That's absolutely perfect, really, as a play call. You get 3 to 4 yards on first down. That's what they talk about to us all the time, about being ahead of the chains or on target, ahead of schedule. They were after that run.
They go again with Rawls. And he's going to be taken down here at about the 10. 3 yards on the pickup. That's going to set up an interesting third and about 4 to go.
I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, you're now doing the dictating on defense. And guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback because they have to throw it all the time. But you still have to be alert for the draws and other plays of that nature to make sure you don't get hurt.
They come out here in the eye. Third down. Here's Rawls. And he's got some space here. And a cut to the left sideline. There goes Thomas Rawls. And all the way in, touchdown Seattle. Thomas Rawls, 89 yards. And the Seahawks add on to their lead. And with that carry, he's already over 100 yards here in the first half.
And, partner, you know exactly what he's saying to his teammates right now, right? Especially to the play caller.
Give me the ball.
Again, and
again.
It's not that heavy, sir. I'll take it.
That'll be taken in the end zone. Oh, look at the juke. And in hindsight, probably should have stayed where he was, as he'll only get back to the 16-yard line. And now here come the Cowboys. And last time, they had it 4th and goal, rolled the dice, didn't get it. Now they've got to put that behind them, try to put together another drive.
A simple tip of the cap, a nod of the head to the defense. Congratulations, you got us last time. But you didn't hold us the whole time. We got down to position. We were able to be in position to score. Let's go ahead and attack again. Continue to have that kind of confidence. Not worry about the one play that didn't allow them to get into the end zone.
And this time they'll be trying to get it into the end zone. We'll see what they do. And the offense lining up 1st and 10. Prescott looks to throw on first. And his throw here is incomplete. Little lull in the action here to go over an offseason storyline. It's kind of interesting. L.A. a couple years ago, they have no teams, and now they're going to have 2 with the move from San Diego to L.A. What does that mean for the league and for the Chargers?
It seems like an easier transition, doesn't it, than St. Louis when they moved back to Los Angeles.
Less culture shock.
Less culture shock. Less, obviously geography, the whole deal. But it's a transition that still is not going to be easy. Remember, they're going to go play in a soccer stadium, essentially, for at least the first couple of years before they share a stadium with the Rams. So that changes things. Obviously, trying to create an identity in the market they haven't been in a long time. They began as the Los Angeles Chargers, but only played 1 season as such.
And we've arrived at the 2-minute warning here in half number 1. And the offense moving in the wrong direction here now as they face a 2nd and 12.
Let's go.
McFadden again. And he's going to be stopped at about the 37. 8 yards on the run, and that cuts this down to a 3rd and about 5.
But you've got to give kudos to your offensive line and the guy carrying the ball because they were in a 2nd and long situation. It seemed pretty dire, but they brought it back to 3rd and manageable with that run.
Hard throw, incomplete. He was trying to hit Darren McFadden out of the backfield. And 4th down coming up.
So many offenses want to include their running backs into their passing offense and be able to swing the ball out or check it down to them. But sometimes those guys are just not as comfortable catching the ball as they are running it.
And no move to get the offense off the field. They're going on 4th and 5.
Let's go, Ohio!
Now Prescott on 4th down. Rolling to his right. And it is incomplete. All right, different topic here. 2018, the Super Bowl, traveling north, far north to Minneapolis. Early predictions for that one. Who you got?
Well, everyone's still waiting in the NFL for a home team to play in its home stadium, right? So could the Vikings be that team? I'll start in the NFC, and I'm going to say no. I think Seattle. Starting to get near that maybe last run with their defense. Earl Thomas returns. I like Seattle coming out of the NFC. How about you?
Well, I'm actually going to take a Dallas Cowboys NFC title run. I think that they came so close this year, probably most talented going into next year.
I like that one. Well, in the AFC, I'm going to go with a team that if they improve their defense and their quarterback stays healthy, they could be that team, the Oakland Raiders.
Okay, I'm going dark horse. Cleveland Browns. Let's go.
Hey, from worst to first.
2 receivers left, 1 to the right. They stay on the ground. Rawls again. And hard running's going to get him over the 40 to the 42. 9 good yards there on the run, and now 3rd down.
On a 2nd and long, it's really nice to see an offense that has enough confidence to run the football in that situation. I think that goes back to their practice and game planning. They've seen things that they've seen on tape and in previous games that led them to believe that even in a long-distance situation, they can still run the football and gain enough yardage to put themselves in a good spot on 3rd down.
Marcel Reese is fullback, the intended target, and it's 4th and 4.
I'm not sure we could spot any tendency here on this 3rd down. They could have run it or passed it. Either one was available. They chose to try and get it through the air, but they were unsuccessful.
He'll field this at the 5. It's a net of 40 there, a punt of 48, and a return of 8. And the Cowboys will be backed up to start the drive. They'll have it 1st and 10. And now Dallas gets set to take the field. And the ball backed way up. So thinking with this amount of time on the clock, probably just sit on it, and we'll see these two teams go to the lockers.
Yeah, I don't think you want to overthink it in this situation. Either side of the ball. Just go ahead and finish up the half and get on out and talk about it.
Forced out to his left. Now he'll throw deep left side. The ball popped in the air and intercepted. It's the Pro Bowl quarterback, Richard Sherman. And his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the 1st half. The Seattle offense now set to come back out on the field. And with time quickly fading here in the 2nd quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
The drive begins with a run by Rawls. And for one of the first times tonight, he's going to be held up at the line of scrimmage. No gain, and it's 2nd down. They come out here in the I. A 10th carry for Thomas Rawls. And he takes it across midfield to the 45. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. So as they take it over, we step aside. And unless this is a quick incompletion, this is likely the last play here of this 1st half. And how about the dime look here? 6 DBs on 3rd and inches.
Daring them to run the ball.
Final play of the half. It's Wilson. He's going to loft one deep left side here. And it's knocked away and incomplete. We have hit halftime. Still 2 more quarters to go. We'll take a timeout. We'll be back after this. You're watching the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. It's in the game. So both teams have their marching orders, and we'll get going again here in quarter number 3. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And he'll wind up about 4 yards shy of where he would have been if he had taken a knee, as they'll start at the 21-yard line. Out come the Cowboys now as they'll go on offense first here in this 3rd quarter. They come out here with a 0 on the scoreboard. What was said in that locker room? That's what I want to know.
I would love to have been in there because we often have the feeling that there's a lot of shouting, screaming, people upset. But typically, halftime locker rooms are a lot more clinical than that. And in this case, are they upset that the plays weren't working because of execution, or did they think they were just bad plays to call?
Yeah.
We'll find out pretty quickly here if they felt like they had something going, but they just need to do it a little bit better or not.
We'll find out. A pretty good coverage there, and both of these defenses, they've had good coverage throughout this one.
No doubt about it, and in today's NFL, where we're used to a bit more scoring, this feels almost like a well-pitched game in baseball on both sides where the tension continues to build. Who's going to make the big play?
And that is incomplete. He was looking for Terrence Williams that time, and it's 4th down.
Whenever they're trying to attack a zone defense, you're trying to figure out where your gaps are going to be. And depending on what type of zone they're playing, it could be on the outside, it could be in the middle, it could be in the seams, in the edges. In this case, they tried to attack the middle of the field, but this zone defense didn't allow it because they were able to see the ball come off the quarterback's hands, and everyone was able to react to the football and knock it away.
He's got his man. It's Williams. And he's brought down after a good gain. It'll be a gain of 24 on the play. And they're able to pick up the conversion here on 4th down.
Here we go.
Prescott now from the 50. And on the left side, he's got Witten. And he's got this down a yard or two shy of the 40 before he's out of bounds. It'll be a gain of 9, and that'll make it 2nd and short.
Seeing that play and understanding just how tough it is to cover tight ends, especially the ones running around the NFL nowadays, makes me glad I didn't make it in that league. I would have had a really difficult time.
But now you get to sit up here with me.
Yeah, and that's fun, isn't it? And what a really nice game right there on first down for them. Brings up a nice 2nd down for them.
And here comes play number 6 on this drive. One man in the backfield, Elliott. Now a play fake here on first down. Going right side, he has Winton. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down. And never good on a pass completion there to go the wrong way. Lost yardage.
No, for some reason it seems to work better when you throw it downfield or you can move the ball downfield running it that way, doesn't it? But in this case, if you're the defensive guys, you're energized, executed well, and you caused a lost yardage play. That's going to feel good and look great in film.
In motion left comes Bryant. And the play clock's running down. And now with the play clock winding down, Jason Garrett opts to take a timeout. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this 3rd quarter. And the offense behind the chains here a touch on 2nd and 11.
Let's go.
In motion right is Bryant. Second down, Prescott. And this one caught by Dez Bryant. They call it a gain of 19, and it moves the chains. They go play action here on first down. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up 2nd down. So 2nd and 10 here.
After all the preparation, all the practice, a play like that will absolutely break your heart. They had everything they wanted, just unable to complete it. In the end zone, a big-time drop.
Call it about a gain of 3, and they'll be looking at a 3rd and 7 coming up.
But I think we know by now that every run is not going to be broken and get all the way to the end zone. But these short ones still have their value. You can still set up your play action and throw the football. You control the clock because you have the ball and they don't. And often the physicality sets the tempo for the game.
It's a 4-yard pickup, and that's going to make it 4th down.
Well, partner, nothing comes open here, so he decides to escape out of there, and he doesn't pick up a first down, but he does gain additional yardage to set up a possible field goal attempt if they decide to go that route.
I guess they figure they got to start taking some chances. Here's a big one in this 3rd quarter as they'll go for it on 4th down. They'll run it with Elliott. And he'll be taken down here at about the 11. Ezekiel Elliott not able to get it past the marker. And the Seahawks are going to take over the football. The Seattle now ready to march out of the field. They have the lead here. Well, we talk a lot about pregame speeches. What are halftime speeches like?
For the most part, not nearly as emotional. They're a lot more clinical. Every now and then, though, they'll get after you if they think they need to light a fire. But in this case, let's go into the virtual locker room, because here's what I think happened. They got in there and they said, listen, let's take control right away. Defense, we got the lead. Defense, don't give up any points. Turn the ball back over to the offense and let them go down and score and give us more of a cushion in the game. Check so far. Defense shut them down. Let's see what the offense gets done.
On second, Wilson hit. It's loose. It's out. Fumble. And this is going to be brought back for a fumble return touchdown by the Cowboys. This defense, Charles, they needed some type of a spark to help get them back in this game. Like they just got their spark.
No doubt about it. You know, that's all they discussed. How can we get ourselves moving again? How can we get our team going? This definitely qualifies.
And you can bet they're preaching 2 hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. The Seattle now ready to march out of the field. In motion left here, one of their tight ends. They'll bring the tight end in motion right here. And a big tight end shifting around.
14, run it. Check three.
First down, this is Rawls. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage back at the 22. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's second down.
But that certainly felt like an example of the defense just saying, okay, we've had enough. We've gotten mashed all night long. About time we got a good play in. But flip it over to the offensive side. They've got to be really upset that they allowed a play like that to happen. They were pitching such a great game. They want to keep it going.
Back now in Arlington. Second down, offense behind the sticks here. 2nd and 13. It's a 5-receiver set. 3 to the left, 2 to the right. Now Wilson on second down. He's got time in the pocket. And the grab made by Doug Baldwin. And he's brought down after a good gain. A very solid gain of 27. And now they're in the hurry-up. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing playing against a good quarterback like he is to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front, defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
Wilson again to Rawls. And for one of the first times tonight, he's going to be held up at the line of scrimmage. They'll lose a yard, and it brings up 3rd. And in this situation with a lead 4th quarter, they're liking keeping the ball on the ground, I'm sure.
That's just smart football, but you know the defense has to know it as well. They've got to stop them here. So now we're going to see that loading the box in a big way. 6, 7.
And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked off by Barry Church. And they will take over at the 29-yard line. Here's the Dallas offense now heading back out onto the field. They had a great drive going last time. They were moving the ball. And then all of a sudden, it just pressure from his right, and he goes down hard, flat on his back. Mike Bennett in there to drop him, and it'll be a loss of about 8. Prescott now on second down. No, he almost had it. Already with 1 interception, just missing his 2nd there.
Oh, man, that was close. The opportunity to change momentum, big play, right in his hands, unable to come down with it.
A sigh of relief, no doubt, on offense that that fell harmlessly to the ground. So a 2nd down incompletion now brings up 3rd down. Bryant, the man in motion right.
Flex round.
3rd and long for Prescott. And he can't come up with a pick. Nearly his 2nd of the game. Instead, 4th down. One score down. Here we go. They're going to go for it here on 4th down.
Let's go.
In motion right comes Beasley.
Flex round.
Desperation time. Prescott on 4th. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Cliff Averill in there to drop him, and it'll be a loss of about 8. The Seahawks offense now, they get ready to come back onto the field. And following the interception, we'll see what they can put together on this drive.
I hear my old college coach right now. He always used to tell us before every game, the team making the fewest mistakes will win. What they're hoping is that that last mistake is their only one of the game.
Coaches, that's all they talk about, turnovers, right?
Minimizing those and maximizing opportunities.
They come out here in the eye. In motion left goes a tight end. On second down, here's Wilson. And this is going to be caught. No, they say it's incomplete. Jimmy Graham, the intended receiver. And it'll bring up third down. And a pause of the action because the booth, they see something that they want to take another peek at to find out if this was a touchdown or not. No gain on the play, and it'll bring up a third down. Getting late here in the fourth, and if this team has any chance to win this football game, their defense obviously needs a stop here. And on third down, the Cowboys bring in an extra defensive back. On third down, Wilson. Just keeping the play alive. And he'll slide down to avoid the contact. Time for a break. We're back to see what happens after this. And Hauschka's kick is good. And the lead stretches to 6 here. It's 13-7. So they get the 3 here, but you wonder whether that's going to be enough.
Yeah, I mean, you've now made it so they need a touchdown rather than a field goal to catch them. But you're right. If they'd gotten 6 out of that drive, this would be a much different game.
And last year, that would have been a net gain of 5 on the return. This year, he stopped where he would have been if he had taken a knee, and that's at the 25. So out come the Cowboys now as their offense gets set to take over. And on that last drive, went for it on fourth, turned it over. A good job by their defense, though. They held them to 3, but this offense, they've got to be a little bit better, a little bit more careful here.
And sometimes when you see these calls on fourth down, when they decide to go for it, it's not necessarily the coach saying, I believe in my offense. Sometimes the coach saying, I believe in my defense. I can afford to go for it here, because if we don't get it, I don't think we'll give up more than 3. And that's exactly what happened.
You think that factored in?
I do. I think that he had that in his mind going into the game, that I'm going to be aggressive on offense because I know I've got a defense that can hold up their end.
Back to throw. And on the left side, he's got Witten. Give him 10 yards on the pickup, and that'll bring up a second in just about a few inches here.
And there's another completion to the tight end. And let's face it, it is hard to overthrow a 6'6" target.
It is indeed. Quarterbacks like their speed guys. They like that huge 6'6" target that they've got in him.
They really do, and it reminds me of what one great tight end told me once. He told his quarterback, just make sure you throw it up there, you know, kind of like put up in the top shelf where the kids can't get it.
A nice pickup of 14, and it moves the stick, sets up a 1st and goal. They're going to hurry back to the line now. Back to throw. And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. Cliff Averill in there to drop him as the clock continues to roll. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. They'll come out in the pistol. He'll look to throw. being chased out left. It's a gain of 6 on the play, and that is going to set up 3rd and goal.
Well, he did a nice job keeping his eyes downfield, waiting for someone to get open. But once the pressure forced his eyes down to see the rush, it was time to make a break for it.
An extra DB defensively here. Big stop needed on 3rd and goal.
He may be a blitzer.
Here's Elliott. And he goes. And now the Seahawks are going to call another timeout. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play.
Brandon, it's easy to make decisions from right up here where we are, right in the cheap seats, but let's be frank about this one. This isn't even a decision as far as I'm concerned. They have to go for it here. Field goal does you almost no good as time's running out in the game. If you want to win, you have to be aggressive here.
Likely the play of the game here, trailing in the final quarter and going for it on 4th and goal.
Come on, let's go. What? Flex round. Flex round.
Looking to jam the receivers at the line here. Press coverage look defensively. And no, it's incomplete. They can't hook up here on the 4th down pass attempt, and it would appear that the Seahawks are going to win this football game. Here come the Seahawks now, set to take over on offense. They have the lead, obviously, late in the game. I guess the good news for them is if for some reason they would make a mistake, a field goal does the opposition no good.
Everyone loves to have a little bit of a cushion, and that helps you immeasurably. But the bottom line is, do all the things that you're taught in order to close out the game. Don't even let that become an issue.
Yeah, but still a 1-possession game. This one not fully over yet. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9. See if they stay on the ground for 2nd down.
Okay, work with me here. Make sure I'm clear on this one. Inside their own 10-yard line, and they run a toss play. I know it works, but ordinarily that takes a lot.
And play is stopped here. Timeout. It's the defense calling the timeout here. It'll be their 3rd and final timeout, so as they talk things over, we'll step aside. An extra defensive back in the game now here for 3rd and 4. Again, Rawls. He's been busy tonight. And he'll go down after losing yardage at the 10. And a loss of 3 to bring up 4th. A road win in the National Football League. Charles, you never take that for granted no matter who you're playing, no matter where you're playing.
You take it and you run with it. And you know you primed the pump all week in your own home facility. No one thinks we can do this. Only people who believe are right here in this room. And then you go on the road, band together, and get it done.
So that'll do it for us. For Charles Davis and all our crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. With that, we say good night from AT&T Stadium.
Call it, Babe Ruth ball it. Your boyfriend's got a cauliflower, and I'm a. So sue me. Who you, Judge Judy? Stacking the rubies. If life was a movie, then you could just call me the Goonies. You're not relevant. Trolling on the internet. No respect. Haven't moved out of your parents' basement yet. Big neck. Coming with the beat that's gonna break your neck.